Alright, welcome folks to USS Blueback. Has anybody taken the tour here before? Alright, excellent. Okay, for those of you who are new, a little bit about the outside before we go on in. Blueback is part of the Barbell class of submarines. 3 of these were made, and they were the first attack submarines in the US Navy with what we call the teardrop-shaped hull. This shape made these submarines much faster and quieter underwater compared to older submarines. Blueback served for 31 years, from 1959 to 1990. She is the Navy's last diesel-electric attack submarine in service. This big square structure with the 581 is called the sail, and everything that sticks out of the top of the sail retracts down into it when the submarine goes underwater. The skinny silver tubes, they look like big crochet hooks, are the periscopes. The black spotted masts are various antennas, and that big black mast on the back is a snorkel. Out of the side of the sail is one of the 4 diving planes to the submarine. 2 on the sail, called sail planes, and 2 more back where the rudder is underwater, known as stern planes. Together, they control the depth and angle of the submarine underwater. Blueback is actually fairly small for a submarine. She's 219 feet long, and she's 29 feet wide. Any questions about the outside? OMSI got the submarine in 1994. They created the entrance behind me for our convenience. We'll be going down some steep stairs when you fall inside, so kids, be sure to hold on to the railings, look at your feet when you go down the stairs so you don't fall down them. Take any pictures or video you would want. There's nothing on this submarine that's secret anymore. Let's head in. Follow me.
We did it last time. Yeah.
It's funny unless you want to stay here.
Lincoln. You gotta wait.
Yeah, you can't go.
Grab a seat in there.
Gate truck clear.
Oh, look at that. Death Lower Fusion. Was it Island? I don't know it.
Come on in. Grab a seat right in there.
She's awesome. Cool.
And there, grab a seat.
That's how I figured. You couldn't make it.
I don't want to.
Oh,
Alright, go ahead and scoot around that table, folks. Get cozy. We can fit 27 people around there. It's been done before. Get comfy. Get comfy.
I'm going to come this way.
Yeah, I'll come this way. Yeah.
Give me any space between you and the next person. Scoot in. Scoot, folks.
Scooch in,
Scoot in, please. We'll make a few more seats for everyone.
Yeah.
There you
Took a
go.
shower
That's
today.
it.
You can scoot over. It's
Now, to be fair, those 27 people were 6 years old, and they had something to do. This is the nicest part of the whole submarine. This blue carpeted space from this wall back is called officer country. There will be 8 officers up here and 77 enlisted sailors living 1 deck below. So she would have a total crew of 85 men.
Wow.
We are in the wardroom where the officers do paperwork and eat all their meals, but the food is made down below us in the galley, and the officers' meals are brought up to that pantry and served to them by the steward. That is not a kitchen though. The only thing that's made in there is like snacks and coffee. Down this passageway are staterooms for the officers to sleep in, 2 to 3 men per room, except for the captain, who gets his own private luxury suite. He doesn't have to share it or give it up for anyone else, and it's right through this door. It is the size of a small walk-in closet. He's got his own sink, he's got a writing desk, a closet to hang his uniforms in there, and the only built-in bed you can sit up in and not hit your head on anything. Perks of being a submarine captain.
Yes. Yeah.
That's it for the perks of being a submarine captain.
Oh, man.
The black part you saw when you were outside is actually the outer hull of the submarine. We're inside the inner pressure hull right now. Between the 2 hulls are the ballast tanks. There's a series of flood ports on the bottom and a series of vents on top. the vents are opened, the air escapes, and seawater floods the ballast tanks, then the submarine will dive or submerge. It does not sink. That's what Titanic did. Close the vents, blow high pressure air into the tanks, we force that water out and go to the surface. And if we do it fast enough, we'll do this maneuver in this picture here.
Ooh, that is cool.
Now that's the USS Houston performing an emergency blow. And the last time Blueback did that, she went from 700 feet to the surface in 58 seconds.
Wow.
Oh my God. Just hold on tight. Yeah. Here we have a piece of our inner hull, a 1.5 inch thick piece of HY80 steel. The outer hull is about half of this thickness. Oh, pass that around, feel how heavy that is. There's also a piece hanging over there, next to the clock, and right here as well.
Oh my gosh.
Now that steel allows Blueback to dive to a test depth of about 712 feet. If the submarine were to dive to 1,050 feet, the warranty would end and the submarine would implode. So no deeper than 1,050 feet for us. Now, to give you an idea of how big we are compared to other subs, turn your attention to this blue display up here. I'll turn out these lights. 7 scale model submarines here. That's us. Second from the top. Yeah. I told you it was small. Right above Blueback, though, are the largest submarines in the United States Navy, the Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines. They're 560 feet long, a little bit shy of 2 football fields. And below Blueback is a World War II fleet boat. That's what she replaced. Basically a surface ship that only dove underwater when it was attacking or being attacked. Beneath that, the Los Angeles class, a modern fast attack nuclear-powered sub, which are now being replaced by the Virginia class. The one beneath it is one of the up-and-coming Block 5 Virginias. The first one of those is currently being built. It's probably going to enter service sometime next year. This bottom one are the biggest submarines ever built by the Soviets in the Cold War. That's a Russian Typhoon class submarine, roughly twice as wide as an Ohio. But unlike ours, these are out of business now because they were too expensive for the Russians to operate. Little bitty ones here on the left. That top one is the USS Holland, the Navy's very first commissioned submarine, which entered service in 1900. It was 53 feet long.
Wow.
And for a better idea of scale here, just below the Holland, that rectangular box, you may have seen that before. May have even been on one. It's a 40-foot bus.
Oh.
We've come a long way with submarines, literally. Any questions? All right. We'll head further into the submarine. Through that door is the control room. As you pass through there, it gets narrow. Watch your heads and your step, and please do not play with the buttons, knobs, and switches. Some of the submarine does actually still work. As you go through the door, you'll see the ship's office on the right side and the radio room for communications on the left. In the control room, you are welcome to look through the 2 periscopes in the center of the room. They look like these big metal pillars. So let's go see more submarine. Follow me.
That pops out. So
He's thinking.
you know, do you remember Lazy Town?
You're taking a 3D 360
Yeah.
view. That's cool. Come on in.
Are you the one that made that video that's on YouTube?
I made a bunch of them, yeah. So, and more. You can come over to this side, look for the eyepieces of the periscopes up here. They're right here in the center. Come on in, watch your step here. There's your step up there. Kids can climb up on these rungs at the base gate higher if you have to look through them. Come on in.
Take a look.
Okay. Take turns with the periscopes, folks. You can come over to the other side if you want as well.
Can you see it?
Yep.
What do you see?
Climb up here and look through that.
A moon?
Come on in.
Do you see the cars?
Come on in. Take turns with the periscopes.
You see arms.
The control room is basically the submarine's nerve center.
Oh, that's the parking lot.
This room would normally have about 8 men in it. And to dive the submarine, they would shut down the diesel engines and switch to batteries for power. They close the hatches so the submarine's watertight, as the green lights over there on the ballast control panel indicate. The captain would give the order to dive, and once they flood the ballast tanks, the submarine could be underwater in roughly 1 minute. Now there's no windows on the submarine, so the only way to look outside is through these 2 periscopes. So So if we're near the surface, we can raise up these periscopes or an antenna above the water. We can search for the sun and the stars, or even find radio beacons and satellites to tell us where we are. Next to me back here, there's a chart table with a map on it. This is where they're going to navigate from. It's like a car with no windows. Somebody in the back seat will tell you when to turn. That's what it's like to navigate underwater in a submarine. You might also be wondering why the lights are all red.
Yeah.
This is known as rigged for red. Night and day has no meaning on a submarine. This would tell the crew it is nighttime, and it will also adjust your eyes to darkness if you look through the periscopes at night. Because when we turn these lights to white, we have ruined our night vision, and the white light would travel up these periscopes and shine out the other end, and you'd see white light for miles in the dark at sea compared to red light. So it also keeps us stealthy at periscope depth. Being an attack submarine, Blueback is traditionally designed to hunt down and sink other ships and subs with torpedoes. We pass by the attack center over here on this side of the room. That's the fire control computer for our submarine. And when I say computer, I'm talking about a mechanical analog computer full of gears, wheels, and wires. What that is doing is calculating a trigonometric firing solution. So when we fire a torpedo, it will intercept a moving target. State of the art in 1959. It's still very accurate today. Naturally, it's digital on water. So.
Try
Any questions about this group?
See if it moves.
Oh, these are just sounds that are playing from the sonar and below. I'm not going to play them here because you'll just hear them. Airplane. Yeah.
It's real. It's just hard work.
If we were to do an emergency blow and take this submarine all the way up to the surface really fast, the pressure hull is completely sealed, so you won't feel any change in pressure in your ears, thankfully. So what I've been told, it's been described to me as the lamest, most boring roller coaster ever. It goes one way, just up. The submarine will pitch up, you just kind of lean forward, hold on to something, and then you reach the surface and comes down, back down, you're like, that's it? You're like, yeah. Sounds like a fast elevator, basically.
Yeah, Lincoln's on it. He's gonna drive.
My next stop, we're going to head down these stairs behind me. They are very steep, so hold on to that railing. When you get to the bottom, you'll see the sonar room, which is how they listen for sounds in the water. And she can locate and track other submarines and ships in the water around her. You might also hear whales and dolphins from there, but those are just recordings of those animals from other subs. At the bottom of these stairs, we'll take a U-turn and go through a watertight door, just like we practiced in the lobby. Next stop is the torpedo room.
Alright. Go down the stairs.
How about the other down?
Stay with you. None of your mini speakers.
That other than the very bottom.
Okay. Sorry. it is tight. Oh wow.
Lincoln, ready? I'll wait for you.
Imagine living there for a few months.
Run through that door there. Okay, we are now in the very front of the submarine. Those openings directly ahead of us are the torpedo tubes that launch the weapons. There's 6 tubes on the submarine, and she could carry 22 torpedoes. All of these torpedoes around you are real. Not to worry, we've taken the explosives and fuel out of all of them, except for maybe one. They didn't say which one though. The torpedoes are loaded onto the submarine down through that angled opening above the ladder ahead of us. That's the loading hatch for the torpedoes. The gray floor in the middle you're standing on covers a hydraulic lift that would raise up to catch the torpedo. Then we move the lift up or down and push the torpedo onto the skids on the sides. We'll take a hydraulic rammer, put it on the back of the torpedo, which will push it into a tube. When it's loaded, we shut the inner door to the tube in this room and flood the tube with water, equalize pressure and open up the outer door. Then we'll use a 3,000-pound slug of pressurized seawater to push the torpedo and launch it from the tube. Now, Blueback herself was never actually in combat. The last time a United States submarine fired a torpedo in anger was over 80 years ago on August 14th of 1945. And the next day, World War II was over. In the meantime, they've had a lot of practice. There's also another use for this room, and it has nothing to do with torpedoes. Above your heads on the right side up there, you may have seen some bunks.
Yeah,
Any extra space in this room means they will just lay down mattresses and have sailors sleep in here. And they like this room. They like it because it's air conditioned heavily, there's more space to stretch out, and you got your own bunk. Plus the torpedoes don't snore, so the benefits outweigh the drawbacks.
footsteps.
Why is it air conditioned?
It's heavily air conditioned because there's explosives in here. You don't want this room to get too hot.
That's what I figured.
They do different things.
Any other questions about this space?
How would you decide
It's
who
like
sleeps
a, it's
here?
like
How do you decide who sleeps here?
journal.
Basically, it's overflow. So if they don't have enough bunks, then they start putting, and there's enough space in here, they'll just lay down mattresses and have men in here.
The lucky ones.
Yeah, the lucky guys get to be in here. Our next stop, you'll follow me back out through the door we came in, and before you entered the room, you may have seen the showers on the right side of the passageway. On the other side were the heads, or toilets. 77 enlisted sailors on this submarine will be sharing 2 showers and 4 heads. Our next stop is crew's quarters. We'll see where the rest of them slept. Follow me.
Yeah, the showers had to be minutes.
Yeah, it's like
There's 2 showers for 77 men.
And only 4 toilets.
A lot of sharing.
I think we should do 3 bed, 1 bath.
Time them.
Yeah. Each person gets 8
No playing with your
seconds.
phone on the toilet. Oh god, I never thought I would see something like this. It's so interesting.
Good job, Shannon.
I think we normally showed this. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what he said. This?
But lengthwise, I think probably
No. I would not fit.
Look at this is a bed route. We're on a tour. He's having to sleep.
Welcome to crew's quarters. 77 enlisted sailors, but we only have 66 bunks. And if you're new to the submarine, you'll have to share. And that means after 6 hours of sleeping, someone's gonna say, "Hey buddy, get up, get your clothes on, go to work." You switch spots and it's still warm. That's called hot monkey.
Oh.
The bunks are 6 feet 2 inches long and 2 feet wide with 18 inches of clearance between them. And they open up like that one to reveal 4 inches of storage space below them for all your personal belongings. If you're hot monkey, you'll be sharing that space as well.
Holy crap.
Blueback could be out at sea off patrol anywhere from a few weeks to up to 3 months before she pulls into port. Imagine spending 90 days in a steel tube underwater with 85 friends, cut off from the outside world. So forget about sunlight, internet, streaming services, social media, video games, or DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Now, a word on showers. The submarine does make fresh water with 2 evaporator stills. The cleanest water, however, goes to the more than 600,000 pounds of lead acid batteries below this entire floor to power the submarine underwater. Once the batteries down there get the purest water, anything remaining is going to be used for the cooking, drinking, or cleaning.
This is crazy.
It does make me think, I'm like, wow, there are people who could do this. They did it.
I don't.
But imagine you were Mikey's size.
No, he couldn't do it now.
He couldn't do it. I'm gonna ask my question about the chemistry reads.
Oh my gosh. Do they put the crew together and like make
Let them hang out.
Hang out?
Like honestly,
No.
Why not?
It's just whoever signs up that gets thrown in there.
But I feel like it'd be like a safety thing. It'd be a good idea to see if everybody gets along well.
You'd think that the military would treat people well. You'd think that they would like to. I don't fit through the doors just normally. This is all.
Look at there. Look at the hallways.
Yeah, that's insane. Energizer Bunny and Pooh, did you see him?
I did.
It's so silly.
All right. Well, you probably figure out what was going on in here. You saw the wardroom where the officers ate. In this space, the crew's mess is for the 77 enlisted sailors. You only fit about 20 guys at a time in here, so they have maybe 15, 20 minutes to eat before the next batch of guys comes in. In addition to their meals, this is where they had all their trainings, meetings, free time, or even religious services. Now, the newest enlisted sailor on the submarine spends their first 3 months working over there in the scullery because they get the job known as cranking. They'll be washing dishes and scrubbing pots and pans by hand, peeling potatoes, taking out the garbage, assisting the cooks, serving people food, and keeping this area nice and clean. It's not a very fun job, but since you just got here and you don't know anything about the submarine, you're stuck with the new guy jobs for a while. It also has the benefit of giving the crew time to get to know you and seeing if you're worth keeping around. If you can't handle the job of washing dishes, you cannot be trusted with the more important jobs on a submarine. So the next time they pull into port, they will unvolunteer you, and it's bye-bye from submarines, and it's back to the service fleet with you. Behind me is the galley. Behold, the only kitchen for the submarine. It doesn't get bigger than that. 3 to 4 cooks on board will rotate through that galley and make 4 meals a day for the entire 85-man crew. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midnight rations, or mid-rats. It's like the leftovers, basically. What do you think food is like on submarines? Good or bad? Basic. Basic?
Good at first, then.
Good at first? All right. What do you commonly have for breakfast? Eggs. Bacon. Okay.
I got
Cereal, yeah. Oatmeal, pancakes, waffles. All right. I've got a menu from Blueback from October of 1970. On Monday the 26th, let me read you what they had for breakfast. You probably won't like it, because it was fruit juice, fruit, milk, bread, butter, jam, assorted pastries, eggs to order, fried potatoes, pancakes, bacon, and syrup. Lunch was worse. Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, gravy, buttered broccoli, hot rolls, garden salad, and assorted cake and ice cream. And I don't know anybody who likes dinner, because they had baked ham, candied sweet potatoes, raisin sauce, spinach, and ice cream sundaes. That's just Monday to get you started. It was awful. Hamburgers, hot dogs, steak, and lobster. The midnight cook's baking. He makes the worst food of them all. The fresh bread, the donuts, the cookies, the cinnamon rolls, cupcakes, brownies, or even your birthday cake. I'm afraid you gotta get used to it. They had the best food in the United States military, hands down. Keep the crew happy. It was excellent. Now, the problem is storing it somewhere, because there's no Costco in the middle of the ocean, and you see most of this submarine, there's not much space. We're going to fit about 15 tons of food on this submarine for 90 days at sea. On the other side of this panel are 2 75 cubic foot freezers / coolers for the cold stuff. We have a couple of storage rooms. One of them you stepped over outside the torpedo room, that hatch you can see down through. You've got produce, eggs, cheese, potatoes. That goes in the torpedo room. It's heavily air conditioned because of the explosives, It would be about 20 degrees colder underwater in there. And nobody's even using the showers anyway, so we'll just fill up the showers with food. Pull out that food to take your 1-minute shower, wipe the shower dry, put the food back in the exact order it was found in there. Have fun with your next shower. Dry ingredients, rice, coffee, flour, sugar, goes back in the engine room because they'll take the heat. Then we get creative. These benches are hollow, we can put food inside of them. We'll store food under these tables, and even put food up here in the ventilation system as well.
Oh.
And everybody just created a storage space. Regardless of your height, you'll just share your bed with some food, so curl up your legs. After a week or two at sea, all the fresh ingredients are eaten up. Then it's coming frozen, dried, powdered, evaporated, or out of a number 10 can like that. We're gonna take aboard hundreds of these cans full of food, and they get stored down here. The entire deck of this submarine, from engine room to torpedo room and everywhere in between, is lined with a solid layer of cans. We then lay down some rubber mats and change the height of the rooms. 2 or 3 months at sea, we're gonna have to double stack these. Now, I'm just 5'6", but the tallest sailor on Blueback was 6'8". First thing you get to do is start memorizing where every single obstacle up here is. If you forget where anything is, the submarine will remind you. You walk around like this, and you will eat your way down to the deck. When you're standing on the floor again, you're nearly back to port. It's like an advent calendar.
Did they do that in the officers' country too?
Yes.
They did. They stored up there too?
They can store food anywhere they ever space.
Well, I just didn't know if they did because it's the officers' country.
You can, yeah. Now, if you ask the Navy, they'll tell you the most important things on submarines are like engines or torpedoes or periscopes. The enlisted men say they're lying to you. 3 most important machines are right here. Starts with the coffee machine. Do not leave home without it. This is also important. We call this bug juice. Not made with bugs. It's the Navy version of Gatorade, essentially, industrial strength. It's filled with vitamins, minerals, and a lot of sugar. Comes in 5 delicious colors, 1 flavor, sweet. You have to drink it so you don't get scurvy and vitamin deficiencies. The best thing is when you leave out the sugar, it has so much ascorbic acid or vitamin C, you can use it to polish brass or scrub the toilets. It's a great all-purpose cleaner. Seriously. And probably the third and most important machine on board is that big brown box with a white handle. Soft serve ice cream. As much as you want, 24 hours a day, no parents guarding the machine, and 31 different flavors to choose from, kids. You just have to use your imagination because they all taste like vanilla. But in the event that that machine or the coffee machine breaks down, there's going to be 10 guys in this room who've just decided they become mechanics. If they can't fix these machines, you better turn this submarine around or there will be a mutiny on board. So good food is their only luxury. Any questions?
What did they do with the trash?
Trash. Anything biodegradable like the food waste goes into a can that looks kind of like that. We got to weigh this to make sure it weighs about 50 pounds. Otherwise, we'll stick a weight in there to make sure it does. Then we load this into the trash disposal unit in the scullery. It's kind of like a vertical torpedo tube. This thing gets shot out of the bottom of the submarine. We do not care what happens as long as it doesn't float to the surface and give away our position. It'll sink to the bottom. It's non-galvanized tin. It'll just rust away in seawater, leaving the weight, and the rest is fish food. So that's what happens to your garbage. Any other questions? Yes?
What about allergies?
Allergies? Like for example, like if you have a food allergy, I've heard of a submarine sailor who had a shellfish allergy, so unfortunately they didn't eat crab or lobster that whole patrol.
What if they... Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Just a lot of applicants.
I guess so, yeah.
Is it a microwave behind you?
It is! A new piece of equipment in 1980.
Latest technology.
Yeah, it did not exist for the first 20 years this boat was in service. And furthermore, it is an industrial grade microwave. It's like twice as powerful as the one you have at home.
Oh, wow.
One you have is like 1,000 watts. This one's like 2,000 or more, yeah. We have one more stop, folks. We're going to go through another watertight door through the engine room to maneuvering. I'll describe what makes a submarine go. If anybody needs to leave for any reason, this is the way out up these stairs. But if you're okay for a little bit more, please follow me.
just pick it up the top or something.
Come pick me up.
Nowhere.
We're almost to the very back.
Okay. We're almost at the very back of the ship.
Alright, welcome to the maneuvering room. Everything that will make this submarine go forwards and backwards, fast and slow, is actually controlled from here. We just walk through the engine room and we pass by one of the 3 Fairbanks-Morse diesel engines, which have been in production since 1938. They're still being made today, and you can still find them on nuclear submarines as backup generators. The sound you're hearing in that room is a recording. If those engines are running, that room is 137 decibels and 125 degrees Fahrenheit or more. You're going to need rubber earplugs in and earmuffs on, or you're going to have permanent hearing damage in 30 minutes.
Whoa.
The diesel engines, though, are only turning generators to make electricity and charge the batteries. The battery power will go to the electric motor behind this wall, and the motor back there produces over 6,400 horsepower. That's what is actually turning the screw, the propeller of the submarine. So this whole thing runs on electricity.
Yeah. Like a trade engine.
Yeah, basically. The top speed of blueback underwater is about 21 knots or 24 miles an hour, but that would drain the batteries in 35 minutes. Slow down to 4 knots or 5 miles per hour. Those batteries will last over 4 days. Every few days, or even every night, they would bring the submarine up to 60 feet, raise the snorkel into the air, and start the diesel engines to recharge batteries and refresh the air on board. In contrast, the nuclear sub doesn't have to do that. They can stay underwater as long as they want. They're limited only by how much food and toilet paper they can carry.
So this is different than the navigation room?
Yes.
Do they like just talk and say go forward more?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they call down in here on these phones or on this intercom above my head. They can also signal down here on this engine order telegraph below the clock there. You match up the red and black arrows. It's called answering bells. And that tells them generally how fast they want to go. And all they do is work on the equipment in this room and change the speed or the forward and backward motion of the submarine. That's all they're carrying out down here. Yep, just pushing the boat. Any other questions? All right. Yes?
How much training do the people who like operate the systems in this boat have to take before they get to it?
When you join submarines, you volunteer for it. Nobody's just sent to one.
Okay.
2 months in basic enlisted submarine school to get you started. When you get to a submarine, you'll then spend roughly 9 to 12 months, sometimes a little bit more or less, going through every system and learning all the buttons, knobs, switches, and valves on the submarine. You have to understand how these systems operate together and what to do in various emergencies. When you pass and become qualified, you earn your dolphin pin, and that means you're officially a submarine sailor. And so, in a pinch, if they need you in some other place of the submarine, you can just run to that place and help them out. You're not necessarily the expert on that system,
Yeah.
but you know basically how everything works.
Okay.
So there's a lot of training involved.
Yeah.
Submarine sailors are some of the most highly trained sailors in the United States Navy, aside from maybe like aviators.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's no one to call for help.
Yeah.
You need to be able to fix the problem if you're down here. So.
Yeah.
If anybody is dying for more of this submarine in their life, we do offer technical tours as well. These are guided by submarine veterans, one of which is actually a former blueback crewman.
Oh, how we doing?
For 3 to 4 hours, they'll take you through the whole submarine, tell you anything you would like to know in excruciating detail. They're limited, though, to 6 people per tour, and you have to be 12 or older to be on those. If you are interested, make sure you book very early, because they fill up very fast. They're very popular.
How do they communicate with outside world if they're submerged? If they want to get like information about like whether to launch a torpedo.
If they want to get any information from the outside, they need to come shallow. They can raise up an antenna and get any information they have from on shore.
So they have to come out to
Yeah.
get that.
Because radio signals don't really, unless they're really like very low or extremely low frequency radio signals, they don't penetrate the water. Most of the time, though, the captain just gets the orders. He reads them, says, go here, do this, don't come back till you get it done. The submarines usually get a lot of leeway about where they're going, what they're doing, how they do it. Yeah.
What if somebody has like a medical emergency?
Medical emergencies are usually handled by the corpsman, the medic on the submarine. 15 weeks of medical training plus an additional full year of advanced medical training. So you're basically like a nurse slash physician's assistant. The corpsman can do everything from patch up bumps and cuts, pass out medicine, or even remove your appendix if they had to. Problem is, the only operating room we have is the big table we sat around the ward room at the start. There's an operating lamp above it. And having recently read some of the deck logs, we found that one operation on that table was the partial amputation of a sailor's right foot. He was working in a place in the submarine, he got his foot caught in a piece of machinery and it crushed his toes. He ended that day 5 toes shorter, and they evacuated him off the submarine via a Coast Guard helicopter to a nearby hospital. So, yeah, it's dangerous working out of the submarine. I'll lead you back out through the entry room, and when you climb the stairs to the exit, there's a single blue step on the stairs, which is the water line of the river outside. You've actually been completely underwater now for almost 25 minutes without holding your breath.
We're underwater, guys. We're underwater. I'm a squeaky dog now. I was always. We're like half an hour.
Got nothing on.
Okay, go this one. Oh, just want to look around.
I think it's all like amount of CO2.
Thank you very much. That's fun.
All right, thanks for coming.
Hi.
Thanks, Mel.
See if we can all fit in it. Boys, selfie. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 2. Where's